everyone. Thank you for joining. For technical difficulty, I was running a few minutes late, but I am here. As you can see from the title that we're cooking spicy shrimp curry or lentils today. So if you follow our story in Grand Prairie Facebook app or Instagram, you already know the answer because Miss Meredith posted that we took a poll and people voted, and we are cooking today lentil soup. And apart from cooking lentil soup, we are also talking about Bangladesh for our Diversity Happy Hour. So before we go into our conversation, I want to get started with our cooking because that way we can later on when things are cooking we can chit chat. And bonus recipe, there is going to be, I'm also going to make tea for me, so I thought, well, I'll share with the group. Maybe they will join me. So for our lentil soup today, we'll be needing lentils. I have over here red lentils. These are a staple in our household. When people were buying toilet paper rolls and things, we were buying from grocery store these lentils because this is our everyday food. We eat rice, we eat lots of rice, we eat lots of fish and vegetable and lots of red lentils, and of course fish and meat and all this good stuff. I also have this gold color. These are split mung beans, so you probably have seen it green, but I have the split ones that looks yellow. So I'm going to be, you can cook either one of these. You can cook any beans you actually have. I love all kinds of beans. But I like the red lentils because you don't really have to soak it. If you forget to soak it and if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can still cook it in like less than 30 minutes. So that's why I absolutely love this. So I have this red lentil beans, and I'm going to give you guys a very, very basic, tasty, yummy recipe because this is not really a cooking show and I want everybody to be able to participate and not make it super complicated or anything for people who are learning to cook. Thank you so much for all the love last time. I got lots of nice feedback. I know that some of the people are actually going to cook it today and they're really eager to learn, and some of those people doesn't really cook, so they're really wanting to cook. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to keep it very, very simple so we all can feel like it's easy peasy. We all can make it. So I will probably need a measuring cup, but I don't have a measuring cup, so I have my measuring cup somewhere. But I will take this little cup over here. If I make 1 cup, this is good portion for 2 people. Actually, it will probably serve like 3 to 4, even 4 people if you're eating with rice. We always usually eat it with rice. So I would take 1 cup of my lentils. If you have the red lentils or if you have the whole lentils, feel free to use whatever you have on hand. But this is what usually we use in Bangladesh mostly. So I'm taking 1 whole cup of lentils. I know that a lot of you like to cook using Instant Pot or pressure cooker. So if you're using Instant Pot, for 1 cup of lentils, you probably take 3 cups of water. Okay? At least 2.5 cups of water, and cook it in your bean setting, but I wouldn't do more than 25 minutes. 25 minutes is good enough. So since I'm cooking it on the stove in a pan, I would probably include 5 cups, 5 times of the lentils, the water, because it will dry up and will get really thick. It also depends how thick you like your lentil soup. I don't really like it super thick, so I'm going to use 5 cups. 5 cups would be good enough. I'm going to get some water. I was is you guys' day going? While you guys are watching, do take a moment and tell me what you guys are cooking for dinner tonight and what country is that dish from. Or if you don't know, if it's, if it's not, you don't know the origin of the dish, where did you learn to make that dish from? Is it YouTube? Is it your parents or grandma or whoever? So do write me what you're making, what you're cooking for tonight, or if you're buying something from the store, still write me what you're buying. And I'd love to know what you guys are eating tonight. I will be eating lentils with rice. So I have this cooking over here. I'm going to put it on the stove, the wrong stove. What else I'll be needing? So far, I took 1 cup of lentils, 5 cups of water for stovetop, 3 cups of water, probably if you're pressure cooking. And then second ingredient I need is turmeric powder. So here is my turmeric powder. I love turmeric powder. It has a very, it gives a beautiful gold color. It has a beautiful distinct flavor to it as well. I especially love turmeric to add on potatoes. If you guys are making roasted potatoes for Christmas or Thanksgiving or for whatever, just try adding a tiny bit of turmeric. I promise it's going to taste so great. Gordon Ramsay usually uses turmeric when he makes his roasted potatoes as well. So I have tried it, it tastes so good. But anyways, for this much lentils, that's it. It's probably half cup, I would say, of the measurement cup. I will use a spoonful of, this is not tablespoon, a teaspoonful of turmeric powder. So here goes my teaspoonful of turmeric powder. And then I want to add some salt. Here's my salt. I was trying to get everything ready, but technology. That took a long time. So salt, I'm just gonna taste it later on if I need some adjusting. So I'm not gonna put too much because you can always add more. Probably everybody who cooks, they all say this. So you can always add more, but you cannot really take it away. But in case sometimes when I do put a lot of salt when I'm making lentils, I just add tons of veggies in it. So like if it's salty, then if I put the veggies, it kind of evens out. So salt to your taste. I have some green chilies. I'm only going to put actually 1. In other cases, if I was cooking just for me, then I'd probably put like 4 at least. But I am taking this soup for one of my friends and co-worker. Since I don't know how much spicy she likes, I will just be putting 1 green chili. And this is a Thai green chili. These are very spicy, so I'm not going to make any cut or anything. I'm not going to make a slit since everybody's spicy tolerance is not so much. So I'm just going to put 1 green chili. If you don't have green chilies, put jalapeno if you want. If you don't have jalapeno, well, crushed red pepper, or like paprika, or cayenne pepper, black pepper, whatever you have, right? So whatever we have, that's what we'll go for. So far I have beans, water, turmeric powder, and salt. Next, I'm also going to put some garlic powder. You can put some crushed fresh garlic. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to put fresh garlic, I think. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do fresh garlic. But if you don't have fresh garlic, you can also do garlic powder. So here I am a little impatient sometimes. I love to cook. I cook a lot. But I don't like to spend tons of time in the kitchen cooking either. I want good dishes, but I want it fast. I don't have patience to be standing over here forever. So here's my garlic. I just washed it. And then I'm going to lower this so you guys can see it. Okay. I have my pestle mortar. That was a bad idea because I know that I'm going to crush some ginger later for our tea. That the tea hopefully is not going to have garlic later. Or I'll just have to just slice it instead of crushing it. So here is my garlic. I'm going to, my hands are washed. I'll just use my hand. So here I'm putting the garlic. Okay. I did put 2 cloves. You could do 1. I like lots of garlic. So for about half measuring cup, 1 cup of this lentil, I did put 2 cloves of garlic. Okay. So all I'm going to do is boil it now. Probably for 20 minutes. Okay. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting for 20 minutes, so I already have another pot of lentils going, so hopefully we don't have to wait too long in life for our lentils to boil. Last time the fries wasn't frying and I was like, oh my god, it's taking forever. And hopefully this time it will work out so much better. Okay. So far I am done taking care of the lentils, okay? I have my lentils, a little bit of turmeric powder, some garlic, 1 green chili, and some salt. That's all. I'm not going to worry about it. I measured my water. The stove is doing its magic, or if you are going to use your pressure cooker, go ahead and do that. And then at home, you can do something else. That's what I love about lentils, that it's so easy to make. You don't really have to like sit there, wait for it, and you don't have to do a bunch of things. We will use some onions and tomatoes and some other things, cumin. I will tell you guys all those, but right now that's done. I want to make some tea for me, so I have a little pot over here for tea. So I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to make 2 servings of tea. I'm getting my tea and a spoon. So here I have 1 cup of water. It's going in. And then, since I'm going to make 2 cups, 2 little cups like this, I took 1 cup of water. It's very easy to remember. And then 1 cup of milk. Okay? 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk. Here it goes in there. For tea, you can use this kind of bagged tea bags, bagged tea bags. Here's tea bags. And I also have loose tea. I was being lazy, so I did put my loose tea and the bagged tea in the same container. But here is my loose black tea. So this kind of black tea is actually tea because it comes from the tea plant. So these are tea leaves, dried up tea leaves. It does have caffeine. So if mint tea or like cinnamon tea or those kind of other lavender tea, beautiful, amazing teas, they are actually not officially tea. Officially nothing is tea if the tea doesn't come from the tea leaf. So it has to come from the tea. So this is the black loose tea. We love tea in Bangladesh. We have to have morning teas, evening teas. The British ruled us for 200 years. Of course, we have the British tea habit. So as you can imagine, we have to have our morning tea and evening tea. A lot of people add different spices to their tea. I'm gonna bring my container and then I'll continue talking. Here is my container of some spices. I have some clove. Over here is clove. And then these are, what are these? These are not cinnamon sticks. Oh my gosh, I forgot the English name for it. Oh no! Okay, I'll come back to this, okay? So I'm gonna drop in first 2 cups. I'm gonna drop 2 cloves over here. And then I'm also going to put this pod of floury something that I don't remember the name of. So there is like some kind of seed inside. I'm gonna like rub it a little bit with my hand to release the aroma. Beautiful smell. It smells so good. So I'm gonna drop that. I'm also going to put some ginger. So here's my ginger. I'm cutting my ginger. Did you guys ever put ginger in your tea? I know they sell lots of ginger tea nowadays. So here is my little slice of ginger. I'm going to make tiny slices. Here it is. Hi Nancy. I see you wrote. I can barely see it because it's a phone, so I'm like so far away and you can't really see it. But here's my ginger. I'm going to drop this in. So far, I have 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk, I have some ginger, I have some clove, I have some, that name, something, the name that I forgot, that's something, which I never usually forget the name of any spices, but today, here you go, I'm on live, I'm trying to tell you guys a recipe, and then I don't remember the name, okay? If you don't have any of this, that's okay. If you just have the black tea, then just put some water, put some milk, put some black tea, and start boiling. I like my tea very strong. So if you were to put tea bag and you don't really like your tea very strong, I would put 2 bags of tea for 2 servings. I'm going to put 3. Or no, actually I'm going to put 4 because I really like it strong. So here is one of them. Thank you, Nancy. It does smell so good right now. The ginger in my hand smells so good, and the tea. I bet it's going to be tasty. So here's my second bag. I have my 3rd bag. It's going in there. Here's my 4th. If anybody remembers the name, did you guys see that? Yes. Try to avoid this. Turn your stove a little bit lower, not as high heat as mine. You'll be all fine. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't fall on me again. Oh gosh. What are you guys thinking? But you know what? It's alright. As long as it tastes good, I'm okay. Let's talk about Bangladesh, okay? So, do you guys know anything about Bangladesh? If you guys don't know where I'm from, I'll tell you guys. I'm sure most of you guys know. I am from Bangladesh. My name is Jyoti, okay? And today, this is Diversity Happy Hour. And in Diversity Happy Hour, each month we talk about one country. And I started this month that I will be cooking one dish from that particular country. So today happened to be Bangladesh. So I wanted to know if you guys know what country, what state is about the size of Bangladesh. If you guys know, I would write it. I would write it on the comment section. So I'll tell you guys though, USA is about 66 times bigger than Bangladesh. 66 times bigger than Bangladesh. So our USA is a huge country compared to a tiny little Bangladesh. So Bangladesh is the same size as Florida, okay? I didn't know that. I thought actually it was going to be smaller, but apparently it's the same size as Florida. So I'll tell you the population in Florida, okay? In Florida, 22.2 million people lives in Florida, okay? And the data are kind of, it varies, right? Depending on which source you're looking from and like what year and things. But I think in 2021 is 22.2 million people lives in Florida. Guess how many people lives in Bangladesh? It's the same size as Florida, okay people? I'll give you guys a second. More than 164 million people lives in Bangladesh. Compare that to 22.2 million people. Just imagine. So 164 million people, right? That's a lot of people. People are so dense. It's a very dense country. It's like numbered from the density list. It's like number 11 right now. In like 2017 or 2018, it was probably like number 1 or 2. So because we have lots of people, it's lots of manpower, right? With lots of manpower, it's actually a blessing in a way. Bangladesh is the hub of garment manufacturing. So let me grab my notes. I have like some fun notes that I thought you guys would be interested. So Bangladesh is the hub of garment manufacturing, ranking 2nd in the world. So next time they export so much clothing and like mostly a lot of cotton clothing, lots of different kinds of clothing. So next time, whenever you guys go to Target or H&M or Zara or all the Gap all the time, or even if you're shopping at Macy's, when you pick up a beautiful cotton clothing, pick up and think of me and check the tag if it says made in Bangladesh, because most of the time, every time I go to H&M or Gap or Old Navy, things are always made in Bangladesh. So they make lots of beautiful clothing and export. They export a huge amount in Europe. Okay, so something else I'll tell you about Bangladesh. The Bangladesh is 57,320 square miles of the area, right? So it's not huge. But in that small land, we used to have 700 rivers. 700 rivers, guys. I did not know this information. You know, when you're in school and you're reading history, not all the time they cover everything. And then also, when you're younger, you don't really study all that hard either. I'm from Bangladesh. I went to school over there. Of course, I didn't really know all this history until I grew up and I started doing some research, and also I did some more research for Diversity Happy Hour. So I found out that we used to have 700 rivers. Remember last time we talked about in Canada there was 3 million lakes? Goodness, I mean, these are huge numbers, and like it's my brain can't even take that imagination. Like these are crazy numbers. Okay. So I say used to have 700 because there was a reason, because a lot of the rivers dried up, a lot of the flow changed to a different direction. So now instead of 700, they have active 405 rivers in Bangladesh, 405 rivers. So lots of rivers. Lots of rivers brings up the topic of my favorite food. I love fish. I know some of you guys are like, ew, I don't like fish. I absolutely love fish. I grew up eating lots of fish. My dad used to buy fresh fish. We used to live by the river, so people like fishermen would catch fish, and they would go in front of our house to go to the market. Our house was on the way, and my dad would stop them and then buy those fresh fish, and we would all sit in the balcony, and like somebody would cut all the fish, and we would just be really excited. I mean, I'm not very proud to say this for whoever my vegetarian friends are watching, but I guess it's nothing fun to watch, but since I do eat meat and fish, it was really, really exciting to see fresh fish that tasted so great. So we have lots of rivers and lots of fresh water, amazing like variety of fish. So talking about the river, our land is also very, very fertile, right? Because the river brings lots of beautiful soil to the plain country. So, and we also have a tropical weather where we have like very hot, humid kind of summer, or we have a very, very mild winter time, probably like from December, probably like late November to March. In the book, it says October to March. It's never October to March. It's basically probably starts in November. It's probably a little bit cold in December, maybe January is a little bit cold, and then it gets hot again. So it's very mild cold, but extremely hot. So if you are ever planning to go to Bangladesh, try to avoid going in May, June, July, August. Those are the months you do not want to go, because if you are going for only 2 weeks of vacation, it's going to be very hot, it's going to be very humid, you may not like it, but it's a beautiful country, it's so green, it's so pretty. You should go into winter time, maybe like November and December, January, yes. So because of the tropical weather and the river that brings in beautiful soil, we grow lots of beautiful crops, right? Like rice, we grow lots of lentils. That's why lentils is one of our main food. Rice and lentils is one of our main food, along with fish. We also grow lots of wheat and vegetable. We grow lots of tea. We grow lots of different things. We also export lots of fish. So we're talking about all these things about Bangladesh, and I am keeping an eye on my tea. My tea is actually done. It looks very, very good. If you can see it, it's probably hard to see, but I'll pour it in a cup in a second. I'm going to turn the stove off because I don't want any more mess over here. So, where is Bangladesh? It is located in South Asia. So yes, it's located in Asia. A lot of people doesn't really think about that it's in Asia, but it is in South Asia. It's the three side of Bangladesh is mostly India, some Myanmar. Some people pronounce it Myanmar. We pronounce it Myanmar. I'm not sure which one is the most popular pronunciation. Probably in America, Myanmar. So its three side is India and Myanmar. One side is the ocean, Bay of Bengal. When did we become a country? So I already said where is Bangladesh? A lot of people ask me, well, isn't it India? You're from India, right? Isn't it the same thing? No, it's actually not the same thing. It's its own individual country. It's our own individual country. It's separate from India. We became a country in March 26th of 1971. We declared ourselves as an individual country, independent country, right? We used to be part of India a long time ago, but we separated from India in 1947, and we became part of Pakistan. And then in 1971, we separated from Pakistan and we became our independent own country called Bangladesh. See, let's check on our lentils and we'll get back to it, okay? I promise. So, I have my spoon over here. I cheated a little bit because I didn't want to be over here on live, keep you guys on live forever, because I know that you guys will be cooking dinner. So I already have a different pot of lentil boiling. This is what it's looking like so far. Here is the one I started on, and here is something that I'm cooking. Remember I told you one little cup actually makes a lot. Look at this nice big pot. It's like halfway full over here. This is plenty for, I would say, at least 3 servings, unless you are only like eating it as soup. I don't plan on only eating it as soup. I plan to eat this with rice. So this is working out. I'm also going to take a cup And let's move this over. And here's my 50 cup. And remember that we have the tea going, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk for 2 servings. And then you can put 2 tea bags, black tea, or 2 spoonfuls of loose tea. I told you guys I like my tea a little bit strong, so I did put 4. So here is what my tea is looking like. We also did put some ginger, some clove, and I'm not even gonna repeat anymore. Gosh, it's really gonna bother me later on when I remember that I couldn't remember it in front of you guys. But here it is. Here is my tea. So I'm gonna take a sip on it, and I will finish talking. Or you know what? I'll finish prepping a little bit, and then I'll come back to the conversation. It tastes so good. It tastes so good. At this point, if you guys are not on a no sugar diet or anything, you can add some coconut sugar, you can add some regular sugar, you can add some molasses, white sugar, whatever, whichever. Add some sugar to it. It tastes so amazing. It smells so great. So, one more sip, and I'm gonna prep for our next step for the lentil soup, okay? So I'm going to move all this. Clean up later. So here I have, look at all this mess I'm making. This is nothing. Bangladeshi cooking has a lot of spices. If you don't clean right away, it gets messy. I'll tell you that. So at this point, when your lentils are halfway cooked, I'll take tomatoes. You don't have to add tomatoes. I am using tomatoes because today I feel like eating tomatoes with my lentils. So I'll cut it up, put it into my lentils. If you wanted to include some cauliflower, you could. If you wanted to use broccoli, yes, go ahead and do that. If you wanted to use spinach, do that. In our culture though, in Bangladesh, we mostly use tomatoes. Sometimes we don't even use tomatoes. We just cook lentils and we put some cilantro and green chilies, lime, but cauliflower is also something that we use. Yeah, actually, depending. Lentils, you can cook lentils in many different ways. There is not only one way to cook it. I'm just teaching you guys this way because this is the most easiest way to cook lentils. And because basically you're throwing everything in one pot and it's cooking itself. And by the time it's cooking, you can do your other work, rest a little bit, freshen up while that's cooking, because I know that weekdays are very hard for everybody. So here's my tomato. I'm taking my tomato, dropping it to the bowl of the lentil container, and it's gonna cook it all together, and it's gonna give a beautiful, like, tangy, tomatoey flavor. So beautiful. Okay, I'm also going to cut my onions now, okay? So I have these big onions. I'm going to use only half of the onions, okay? If you don't like onions so much, you can even use like half of the amount I am using. So here I'm pulling my onions. I'm going to just get rid of the top layer too. Let me know if you guys make this lentil, how you guys like it, what kind of lentil soup you guys make. So I have my chopping board over here, and I have my onions. I'm making thin slices like this. So each of my slices are fairly thin. It's fairly thin like this. So I have this going over here. I think that's good. Yes, that's good amount. I'm gonna take also one chili, and I will take out the pot over here and turn it on. I will also, in the pot that I'm heating up, I'm going to put some oil. So I did put 1 spoon of regular soybean or soybean oil, or you can use vegetable oil. I think mine is vegetable oil. Yes. I'm also going to put some ghee, which a lot of people I notice in America you pronounce as ghee. So same thing, ghee. We just put a little bit pressure on the ghee, and we say ghee. So here is my clarified butter. And I'm putting that in the pot with my oil. If you don't have clarified butter, just use regular butter. If you don't want to use butter, if you want to use olive oil, use olive oil. But I wouldn't put extra virgin olive oil because you are heating it up and you're going to put onions and other things in it. It's probably a waste of your good olive oil. So if you have extra virgin olive oil, then yeah, go ahead and put your regular olive oil. But I wouldn't waste your good olive oil for this. Vegetable oil will work just fine, and then also ghee would work the best. We also use mustard oil. I'm putting some salt because my container had some water in it, so the oil wants to go everywhere. So I noticed that if I put, by mistake, if I drop water into my oil and it's heating up and it's splattering everywhere, if I drop some pinch of salt or something, it minimizes that. It doesn't splatter everywhere. So I have my 1 spoon of ghee and 1 spoon of soybean heating up over here. Into this, I'm going to wash my hands one more time. And then I'm going to take this onions, I'm going to separate it like this. You have to, but if you don't have time and you want to do all this, don't do this. You want to just eat the soup boiled like that, go ahead and do that. So whatever works, not every day you're going to have time, not every day you're going to have the energy. But when you do have some energy, it's good to go with the next step and have a beautiful tasting meal. So here is my onion. I'm also putting my green chili that is split in the middle. I'm only putting 1 because I'm going to share this with my friend, Miss Isela. Just wanted to say the name. I hope she's excited because I'm excited to take it for her. So I'm gonna cook it or fry it until it's brownish, okay? What I am going to add in it also is some cumin powder. I'll wait for the cumin a little bit. I don't want the cumin to burn. I will add it in the last minute when my onions are already brown, okay? And then I also use this spice mix that I will show you guys. Ooh, it's going everywhere. You may not have this at home, or you may. It's also it's called also 5 spices. We call it Panch Foron. Panch means 5. 5 different things goes into the spices. It is different from the Chinese 5 spices. It is not at all similar to the Chinese 5 spices. This is a different mix of Bangladeshi 5 spices. One of them is cumin. One of them is nigella seeds. Other one is mustard seed. Like the mustard seed that Dijon mustard comes from, the Delhi mustard comes from. There's the mustard seeds. One of them is called, I don't know the English name for it. I feel a little bad because I should have known. Because I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh, I know what I'm putting. So I already know the name, so I didn't really look it up. But I forgot that I don't really know the English name for those other two spices, right? So I feel really bad. But if you go to a Bangladesh or Indian store and you ask for 5 spices, the Indian kind or Bangladeshi kind, you will find this. You may not like it at the beginning. It has a little distinct taste that takes a little few trying. You either love it or you don't love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put some. If you don't have it, just imagine that I didn't talk about this spices. Just forget about it. I did put a big pinch of that. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. I'm going to take my spoon. I'm going to move it around. It's frying nicely. Maybe I should move the camera down a little bit so you guys can see it actually. Here it is. I don't want to let it burn, okay? So I'm going to move this stove because we already have one made, so we're not going to worry about it. Here is my lentil. This is the consistency I have. My tomatoes are nicely mixed in there. If you don't like chunky tomatoes like I do, it's barely there. But you can also blend it. This lentil, Middle Eastern people also have lentil soup. They usually blend it to make it very smooth, and they eat it with a fried bread and lemon. So lentil soup has different variations. This is the Bangladeshi kind, okay? So let's finish up our note actually. We're almost done, guys, okay? I know that you guys will be cooking. Make sure you are writing that what you guys are eating for dinner tonight, what you guys are cooking for dinner tonight, or if you guys are getting any takeout, what kind you are getting it, what country it's from, where did you learn to make it, who did you learn to make it from, okay? So make sure you tell me some of those because I love to talk about food and I love to know about different food. Okay, so let me tell you some more things that I wanted you guys to know. So how did this name was born? Bangladesh, right? What does Bangladesh mean? So Bangladesh means the land of Bangals. So that means people who speaks in Bengali, land of those people. So we are not the only one who speaks in Bengali. There are other countries who speaks in Bengali as well. Part of India, in Calcutta or Kolkata, Kolkata is the right pronunciation, they changed it to Kolkata. They also speak in Bengali. Some parts of Assam and Orissa, those places also speak in English, Bengali or Bangla. But majority of the people who speaks in Bangla, they live in Bangladesh, and we named our country according to our language. I'll also tell you one fun fact about our language. So, International Language Day, I don't know if anybody know what date is that. So, in like everywhere in the world, International Language Day is 21st February, right? And that day was designated because of Bangladesh. So in 1952, there was a language movement that happened in Bangladesh. Majority of the country, it was still part of Pakistan back then in 1952, and majority of the people spoke in Bengali. However, I'm going to turn it off because I don't want my onions to burn. However, even though most majority of the people spoke in Bengali, they wanted the language, the national language, to be Urdu. So people said, no, we don't want to speak in Urdu. Most of the people, we speak in Bengali. We have to learn a different language to everywhere, to go to school, to go office or something. This is our mother language. We want our language to, because majority of the people speaks in this language, we want our language to be the national language. So there was this national language movement that happened. So many people died, and even after that, many people died, and we got our language and we got our independence for our country. So that's a beautiful thing. That's the International Language Day is dedicated because of Bangladesh. One more fun fact I'll tell you guys. When the war was going on in 1971 in Bangladesh to be its own country, George Harrison from the band Beatle, he arranged a concert, not the band Beatle, but parts of the people from Beatle and some of his friends and Ravi Shankar. They all threw this concert, and the money were gonna go to Bangladesh. Later on, the money didn't really go until a really long time. It was past 10 years or something, because there was a tax code problem. But it was a beautiful action, beautiful thought that went into it. So that's something. Also, I wanted to tell you, did you guys ever go to Kimball Art Museum in Fort Worth? Did you see how beautiful that Kimball Museum building is? It's located in Fort Worth. I don't know if you guys know, the Kimball Art Museum was built by an architect named Louis Kahn. And I will tell you, Louis Kahn is the architect who built the Parliament building of Bangladesh. I have a little photo for you guys to see. Here is the Parliament building in Bangladesh. It is built by Louis Kahn, and you can see one of his buildings in Fort Worth, the Kimball Art Museum. And here, I took the liberty to print out a photo of me as a little child in front of the Parliament building made by famous Louis Kahn, who made a beautiful, beautiful building in Bangladesh. I do want to finish off with a few of there's lots. I mean, this is not a history class, right? I can't really tell you guys perfect lots of fact about any country. The goal is not even to educate you guys with history lessons either. My goal is to talk about every month different countries, different cultures, and maybe like get you guys excited about for cooking a new dish, trying new, maybe like you guys will explore on your own their dance or music or language, and probably someday we'll go visit those countries. And you know, that's how diversity starts, with little steps, right? That's how we get to know people. So that's what my goal is. So I will also tell you guys that we have the largest mangrove forest. We don't have the largest mangrove forest, but the largest mangrove forest, most of the chunk of it falls into Bangladesh. So we have a huge mangrove forest. And we also have in that forest famous Royal Bengal tiger. The Royal Bengal tiger comes from Bangladesh. Do you notice the similarities? Bengal, Bangladesh? Yep, now you know. And last fact that I will end today's fact, I wanted to touch on female leadership in Bangladesh. So, from 1991, I was a baby, and from 1991, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh and the opposition party's leader in Bangladesh, the House Speaker, and nowadays even more people, they all are women. So our country, like the ruling parties and the leading opposition party, they all are women from last 30 years. Can you imagine this? I mean, you don't think that about little countries being very progressive, right? But where there is lots of, there is barely space, and it's a very dense country, It's maybe like in poor country or there's lots of flood going on, but who knew that they are so progressive in a lot of different ways, and they have lots of beautiful resources as well that we all can appreciate. So I wanted to end with that. So back to our cooking. After our, let's say, Bangladeshi conversation over here, I have some cumin powder. It's very chef-like, I guess, to use hand. My hand is clean, I promise. So I'm using my hand. I'm getting a little bit cumin powder, maybe like half a teaspoon over here, and putting it onto this onion infused oil and ghee. This is how it looks like. Now I'm going to take this and put it all into my lentils. It smells so good, and the flavor is amazing, and I barely did really any work for it. I'm also gonna grab some cilantro, and then I want to taste it how I cooked. If you guys have any question, if you guys need a written recipe, make sure to email me. I would love to send you guys an email with the recipe on it. We also have lots of cooking books where we have the recipe. Thank you for being with me. I had so much fun today. I have cooked some rice over here on my Instant Pot, and I'm going to get some rice in my bowl. It's beautiful fluffy rice. Look at this. So tasty. It's so yummy. And then there's my rice. And I'm taking some beautiful onion and ghee, cumin, and tomato mixed lentil. Put some cilantro, and I'll be honest, and I'll do the honest thing over here. I love green chilies a lot. I'm going to put this as a garnish, but actually I'm going to eat it too. So let me take a bite with you guys, okay? So what I didn't tell you guys, in Bangladesh we eat with our hand. I know, it seems kind of like, what? How do you eat with your hand? But yes, we do eat with our hand. We don't use spoons, we don't use sticks or anything, but we use our hand. If you think about it, you don't know if your spoon is washed or not, if it's clean or not, who cleaned it. You don't really know that all the time. But if you eat with hand, you know if your hand is clean or not. So today, for the Diversity Happy Hour, we are honoring Bangladesh. So I will honor Bangladesh and I'll eat with my hand. It's a little bit hard to eat right now because it is very hot. Because it just came from the stove top, right? But I'll over here take some chili so you guys can actually see it. Here's my little bite of chili, and here is my lentils and rice. Let me eat this. I absolutely love it. This tastes so good. It is very hot. I am gonna let it sit for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then I'll go at it again. I taste the chili. It's spicy, but I can handle it. I don't eat super spicy, but probably my spicy tolerance is like maybe a lot more than a lot of other people. But it's so good, guys. Thank you so much for joining over here. I would love to hear you guys, if you guys have any questions, and if you guys have any comments. Did you guys try this recipe? Which kind of lentil soup did you guys usually make before? Indian kind, Bangladeshi kind, maybe Italian kind, or like from Lebanon, wherever. What you guys are eating for dinner tonight? If you are cooking, if you are buying it from outside, what it is that you guys are buying. I would love to know all this. So show me some love. Give me some of those comments, because I always love to go back and read you guys' comments. It inspires me so much. I hope to see you guys next month. Next month we are traveling to Spain. So I did not decide yet what recipe I'll be cooking from Spain. But I hope you guys will join me next month. And thank you so much for being with me. I'm gonna enjoy my lentil soup. You can enjoy it as bowl, as soup. But I am here enjoying with my bowl of rice. It's so tasty. I'm gonna finish everything right now. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.